Hello and
All
good
right.
evening, guys, and welcome to
The
The Truth
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 Behind
behind
the
the
Truth.
truth.
I trust everyone is doing well today, this
Mhm.
wonderful Saturday evening. I'm starting to show just a little bit different, and we'll get into our topics later on tonight. This week, I should say, Darnell, good to see you. Charles, good to see you. And then we'll do a formal introduction in just a second. I want to deal with this real quick.
Uh-oh.
There is not with you guys. It's just I think that because we are rulers of the atmosphere, and if we don't know our place in that, I think that we all should own up to that and really figure that out. And coming from a spiritual platform doesn't mean you're being religious and all that type of stuff. But there is a lot of heaviness in the spirit realm that's going on right now. Okay, it is super heavy, and I the different shows that I am in touch with, and listen to throughout the week, it has been like a whirlwind of, I think, those that trying to figure out their place and understand their place, but it's been heavy. It has been heavy. So what I want to do real quick, and then we'll go into our formalities. Take about 15 seconds, okay? And I want all of us, everybody included, just to breathe. Okay, so we're gonna breathe just for a second, and audience, we want you to breathe with us. Just take a minute to breathe and just release whatever that is troubling you, okay, and breathe in the excitement of who you are, okay. Because we got to be the trendsetters. We got to be the ones that issue in a new understanding or a better understanding to help people get better. That's what we're here for every week. So I was thinking about this on the way here. I was like, you know what? This heaviness is everywhere. I mean, on the freeways here, people are just acting like literally stupid. You know what I mean? And well, they're stupid anyway, but they can't help but acting the way they are. But so anyway, let's just take about 15 seconds to breathe in, breathe out, and then we'll go ahead and get on, with the evening. All right. So there we go. Just breathe in. All right, and let it out. Let's do it again. Just breathe in and let it out. And one more time. Let's breathe in and let it out. All right. Just begin to center yourself and let whatever has been troubling you that you're going through, let it go. If you can change it, you would be changing it. Okay. But whatever it is, don't let it change you from the greatness that you represent on this planet and what you've been put here to do. And that's on whatever level that may be. Just enjoy you. You know what I mean? At this point. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening once again. All right, now that we got the business out of the way. Charles, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
Good. D, how are you, babe?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. It's been a great week.
Good.
It has been a great week.
Good. Glad to hear that. All right. Young, how you doing?
I'm all right. My sinuses, I wish, would be a whole lot better. I've been very congested lately, y'all. It's been kind of crazy. I don't know if the weather has been really messing with me because I'm always out and about,
right,
working. But it just seems like I feel like once I'm out, and I feel okay. It's like something just keeps dripping back into me all of a sudden. So I'm kind of, looking right now, but I think I'm okay.
The rain woke up something.
Well, we've had some intermittent weather, of course.
Yeah.
Here, so that has a lot to do with that too.
Yeah.
And it's cool outside again. Tonight, but I ain't complaining. Because pretty soon it'll be so hot.
I wish it was cool over here.
Oh, it ain't cool down there? Really? It's cool. It's cool up this our way.
No,
but downtown is always cooler than everywhere else about LA. But anyway, so well, good. I'm glad everybody is pushing through, and whatever. So, Darnell, go ahead and take us into the entertainment factors. I know we're going to talk about the Met Gala.
Well, yes.
Yes.
We this week that just passed on Monday. Right, it was a beautiful event of fashion. Right. One of the biggest fashion events this year. Of the year, I meant to say, Anna Winters and all the other celebrities and the celebrity don'ts They hit the carpet. It was Sleeping Beauty awakening fashion, the theme of it. And I can say, I can't speak for the others, but I can tell you, us is we came through with the garments. We went to the peoples and got our numbers done.
Okay.
And I tell you, they look absolutely wonderful. I think Charles have a couple of them up there that we can pull up. But while we're getting all that together,
I was collecting some today, and I didn't get a chance to cut them down to get them over to the Charles. I had a bunch of them that I was pulling over, just different ones. But if we, I know we don't have it. I can remember those that were great. That was great. But go ahead, bring out who you were thinking about.
You know who I was very pleased to see on the carpet was Davine. What is her name? Is it Davine? Is it Joy? Davine Joy? Yes. She looked absolutely stunning on the carpet. I don't know if this was her first year, because I had never seen her on any other year, but I think this was her first year, and she was very much so in theme. Zendale, of course, she always come with it. Her and her stylist. She's a chair person.
Two changes.
Baby, listen, I ain't done with y'all yet. I got to come back and run through. That's one of them. She said she had to run back with that number. She said, I got to run back with you. I didn't give y'all enough flowers. But she looked really, really, really good. The guys, yes, my dog, she always come through with it. It took 10 men to do the bottom of that gown, to take her up them stairs and get her in there. She was the last entry of the night. She had on $450 million worth of diamonds.
Right. I remember.
I hope she gave it back.
Well, she had to.
So that's a lot of insurance money right there. Can't walk off the premises with that.
Yeah. You see, that's my man.
Yes.
Very he be dressed.
Right. He has not missed it at all on any red carpet since last year. He has not. He has not. And even some might say that's a little, quote unquote, feminine for a man, but he has brought style to the things that they have said and it looks really. Now, some of them went a little bit too far, in my opinion, but that was just, really nice. He has not missed, in my opinion, missed a beat at all.
Just had to tip through the whole night. So for the rest of the night to be able to move around and dance and everything, the designer had to go in with a set pair of scissors and cut the bottom of this gown. You done paid all this money for this gown. I guess they say beauty is pain and money too.
Well,
so they cut the bottom off
Janelle couldn't walk up the stairs with hers either.
And Kim Kardashian couldn't breathe.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Now that was ridiculous. That wasn't even that. It's like, girl, you done cracked your ribs to get in that dress. Really.
Well, she tore up Marilyn Monroe's dress. Why not tear her?
Baby,
she should have wore that corset when she did the Marilyn Monroe dress.
Right.
That would have been more appropriate for that moment than them trying to close it, because that messed it up completely. That thing got rips and tears and splinters and even Marilyn Monroe got up out of the grave and said, "Girl, you're killing me."
Yes, and then we even had a debut of somebody who has never. I don't know about y'all. If y'all correct me if y'all done seen them, but I ain't never seen them out there on nobody's carpet or nobody event together. But it was Queen Latifah and her partner. She specifically keeps her in she likes her business to be under the rug.
Right. She been popping up with her lately though, kind of on the back. But I understand they got married, so you might bring your wife on out.
Yeah, she might as well. Everybody else do.
If it's not a big thing for her to come out and say this is my wife, what's the point? At the end of the day, people gonna figure it out. Keep it a mystery. I think it's best to keep it a mystery because it keeps us asking questions. But like I say, It's her business, right. And I don't, she don't have to make a grand announcement to say, this is who I am. She just who she is. She's Queen Latifah, I always
they look good in Tom Brown.
They look good. Yeah, they really did.
They looked really good in Tom Brown.
Yeah, I don't think she. I mean, she Queen Latifah never does any red carpet wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, because she's always very stylish. She's always, and she's not going to do anything over the top anyway.
So what is this? Was this supposed to give money back to somebody?
Yes.
What's this?
So it's a charity event. It goes to 2 or 3 different organizations.
It's to the Fashion Institute. Yeah, and to help the students, in the Fashion Institute. Oh, wow. Yeah, in New York.
Well, they help a lot of them because it was reported, though, JB, that those Hodashians, they supposed to have not been able to come this year. So they paid 1 million girls to be able to go, plus their $100,000 that they had to pay in order to be able to go to the event.
To the event, right?
Each.
Yeah, I know. Like, wow,
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot
to be able to just to be on a red carpet, just to say you relevant.
Right.
I mean, it's their money, but hell, I mean, what's the point? I don't see the point. But if that's what they want to do with their money and their time and their energy, go for what you know. I mean, you want
allegedly, Dallin. Allegedly with them now is that and it's a subject that we always get on whatever the case may be. Let's get to this is a religion part. So the Hodashians have a church that they was doing a tax write-off on, and now they're in the process of So now they're in the process of Momager is saying she's getting ready to retire because they have a tax fraud and a tax evasion and several other charges that's been brought against them because they've been embezzling money through this church.
What?
Was it the Church of Kanye?
The Church of Kanye.
No, it's the name of it is I can't think of. Let me get the name of but it's their church that they put a percentage of their money into. So that percentage of their money is what they don't have to pay the taxes on.
Right.
Oh, they said that's how the Kardashians are staying rich, but they caught up with them because the shit is starting to hit the fan. All this shit is just falling apart.
Wow. I'm surprised it didn't take OJ to I'm surprised it didn't do that when that happened. But hell, I mean, hey, it takes a while for that shit to really hit the fan because I thought that was when it really should have hit the fan. I'm like, but hell, to each his own. But them Kardashians, they do what they do best. They have learned the ways of turning the tide when it boils down to media. Did y'all see her at the roast? Did y'all see how they roast Kim? Boy, they roast her like they roast a stuffed pig. They called her everything but a child of God and said that more black men have celebrated in the end zone for being in one of them. Oh. I said, now damn, you can't make this stuff up. And she's sitting there trying to hold it. I felt bad for Kim. But hell, if I know Kim, she probably said, well, I'm a billionaire anyway. I'll let any black man stick.
Allegedly, that's another problem that they're having because they're being charged for ballooning their income.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I mean, all of this stuff is just like coming down like water. We'll talk about this.
It's Cat Williams. It was his fault. He started it. Cat Williams started this shit.
But I mean, in terms of
behind the truth, he said everything would be exposed in the year of 2024. So everybody's got some story to come out about somebody. So y'all just get ready.
Right.
Your favorite coming. I heard that Oprah got a situation happening too. So we just got to keep our eyes open. The truth behind the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as we go to break.
Sounds like a show full of haters to me.
I know, right? So as we go to break,
sounds like a group of haters.
As we go to break, okay. I want to remind you from our standpoint of view that we are collecting, funds that are reputable. Okay, you can get this free All right, our mug free. All right, for sending us 5 likes and 5 shares. All right. Now there is a
And no
version of this.
embezzlement around this place.
Right. There's a reversion of this that costs. Right. It's $13.99. Same email address, cgbttshow@gmail.com. You're doing this to support us, okay? Not to take care of us. All right. We'll
5 likes, 5 shares to get you.
Exactly. Get it done. All right. We'll be right back after this break. All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you once again for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. I want to pay homage to all of those that are weekly with us all week. Miss Alma, my cousin, and different ones that will pop in, intermittently, and that are supporting us every week. So we're glad to see you guys taking the time out, adjusting your schedule to be a part of what we have going on here. All right, Let's go ahead and dig in. Let's get that orange person out of the way real fast, and his behavior in the courtroom.
And Stormy.
And Story. What was this? No father.
Don Snorleon.
Oh my gosh, Don Snorleon.
Baby, listen.
Oh my gosh, they are coming up with so many memes for this man, in terms of what he's. Well, he has get into he has just, really at this point made it a complete embarrassment of himself. All week long. Like Darnell always said, shit show of what's been going on.
Well, he made the courtroom smell like that. They say he's got a lot of gas in him.
Wow.
Another guy got helium.
Another helium. Wow. But I do want to, before we just kind of get the light on him, I do want to talk about Stormy real quick.
Stormy weather.
Stormy weather. Yeah. She done stormed in that courtroom and just laying it all out, baby. And she is leaving no stone unturned. She said, "You want to know the truth behind the truth? I'm gonna tell you the truth behind the truth." She went just as far to telling you how big his was. Because what did she say? Allegedly, she said that there was not a condom small enough to.
Wait a minute now. I know she ain't.
Give us the thing what she stated on her thing, her quote that she stated.
Okay, go ahead with that.
But what was the point of her laying down and spreading it?
Because it was money involved. That's the only reason.
That's what I'm saying.
It was money involved.
Yeah, literally.
But it was funny when she said, allegedly that she said, because we didn't hear the exact audio, but she said they didn't wear a condom, okay, when they performed whatever they did, because there wasn't one small enough to to handle the responsibility that was at hand,
So this is what she said. This is what she stated. This was the part of her testimony.
I had no idea.
On the stand.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He said, I had no idea if he penetrated me. And I am a professional. He just kept yelling, I'm huge. I'm the greatest. And then he made gurgling sounds and fell asleep.
Hey,
wow, that was a good time.
And the check cleared.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Charles. Remember, how did he die?
On top of it.
On top.
That would have been a moment if that would have happened in that situation. The gurgling noise.
Oh my God, I can't. I cannot. But
sad.
But oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
I'm sorry, y'all. Just all types of thoughts are coming to my head.
I can't even imagine. I'm sorry. I got a great, vivid imagination, but I can't imagine that one. just the thought of that poor child had to look at that man with no clothes on. Oh my God! Can you not?
That's sad. But you know what, though, JB?
Erykah Badu did say this: work ain't honest, but it definitely pays the bills.
Yes, it does.
That's it. There you go. That's it.
Well, all I can say is this. Well, Mama said that. I guess Mama turned around and Mama said she's gonna be working from behind the scenes. She said she's gonna start to be another momager, Miss Melania, because she stated that Barrett was not going to be a part of the Florida.
Oh right, yeah,
she said.
Barrett was not going to be part of that because they were trying to move him into a political perspective, and that wasn't going to happen. That was his dad's idea to put him in the political arena. That was their.
She said, "Not my child."
Yeah,
he already ain't the brightest crayon in the box.
Well, he's looking more and more like the candidate. Have you seen him walk into a room lately? That man has he walking in like with that old man limp. I said, "Look at this. This is Trump Jr." This is not I don't know what to make of this. What is this?
I posted one of them pictures.
I ain't trying to make fun of the child.
Yeah, I know, but I just sent one of them pictures that came out, and I posted on Instagram. I said, "That boy ain't happy. Somebody help him." Okay, he is
somebody.
Somebody, please help this boy because he ain't happy. You know, I mean, at all. But anyway, so that's enough about Stormy Daniels. I'm sure we're gonna hear it. Now, what's she through? Yeah, because Michael Cohen that comes in on Monday, right? Yeah. So just in your perspective, and we're gonna move on because I don't want to talk about him. This whole show got too much encouragement to do. So do you think, and Charles, I want to hear from your point, especially on this, that he is going to get convicted of this incident? Do you think? What do you honestly think from what you've heard and what you've witnessed? Charles, you can take it first if you
want. Well,
Charles gonna be the devil advocate.
But no, honestly, I hate to say it this way. The system has proven that it's foul. It's really jacked up. Because think about it. If anybody else had these charges Trump has, they'd already be sitting in jail waiting for us to have court.
Right.
And then and not only did he once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 10 times break the gag rule. So we wouldn't even got a one time. We'd have been sitting in jail with $100,000 bond talking about we won't say nothing else. But he can say it over and he can say, I don't want to do it, but you're going to make me do it. It's like I hate to say it, like the little white kid in the grocery store. I want that. And Mom said, no, he goes, shut up and give it to me. That's how it is. And he said, you're going to make me hurt you. Stop it. Don't make me whoop your butt. You make me sick. Don't make me. Watch your mouth. He's going to keep doing it like a little brat. He's never going to stop. And they're not going to punish him. But I do think he's going to get punished. He's going to get punished in the end. Because if you don't, it's going to show the system ain't squat. We already know it ain't. That would just be like, hey, just like admitting guilt, that this is really a 2-tiered system geared toward those who have and those who have not. That's why so many people sit in jail now waiting on bonds. We can't afford it. You ask me to pay to get out. You already know I'm broke. So where am I going to go? I'm going to sit in jail a year waiting to get $10,000.
Right.
So, like I said, I
might well sit there and get time served.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it ends up being.
Well, everything Charles said is legit, to be honest with you. But my thing is, I don't want to hear nothing about, they always like to rehash this situation with OJ since OJ died, but most of his supporters believe that OJ was, and I'm sorry for being random in this moment because it's sounding random right now. But the fact is, what I'm trying to connect is the dots with Trump and the situation with OJ. I'm so tired about people saying, well, OJ got off, he did this, he did that. But you see this man every day going to court and getting off.
Right.
He says whatever the hell he wants to say, do whatever the hell he wants to do, and he's getting off right in front of your face. What it tells America and what it should tell this country is that money actually really helps situations when it comes down to the courts, because there is no control. Only the poor and the middle will always take the bait. We will always be broke down over the judicial system, but you have those who rises above it. I mean, you have seen it in recent weeks and months with Puff Daddy. I mean, they raided his homes,
right?
And there ain't no those situation going on within the courts with that.
Well, they're building the case.
They're building a case, but is there a case?
Right.
And could he pay himself out of a case?
Probably.
I mean, it's just the fact that you see rich people, you see how it's being worked, and we're still sitting here thinking that I don't think they're gonna do anything. But I know Republicans cannot stand that judge. They don't like the judge because
he's a fair judge. He's trying to be a fair judge.
He's trying to, but too much, political situations, entailed in all of this.
Well, everything that's surrounding him is always going to be presented as a political ploy. I mean, because everything is like the Democrats setting him up to go to jail. The Democrats made him sleep with Stormy Daniels. The Democrat made him take the files. The Democrat made him do January 6th.
Fall asleep in
the
court.
Democrats that made him do the falsifying in Georgia. So it's all the Democrats did it all. I mean, it did, and Joe got him like by the reins, by the nose. Because Joe ain't doing it. Joe has done everything to him. Everything. Wrong picture, but that too. But go ahead, Darla. What's your point about that?
I feel like this. I think what they're gonna do. I think what they're doing is they're allowing him to continuously make a fool of himself.
Okay.
So the people can see what they need to see. Because they allowed it to play out in court the way they allowed it to play out in court, so people can kind of wake up. Because you think about it, he go in court, see all this craziness, then go out on campaign and then say stuff like he gonna reverse back the LGBT rights and all this other stuff. So it's kind of like one of those moments where it's like they fuel him up to say crazy stuff out on his campaigns, so people can see what they need to see. And I pray that it open the people's eyes, because if they don't,
we're doomed.
Right.
It's all their fault.
Right.
You can't blame nobody but you.
Right. I mean, it sometimes when you're seeing all of the news propaganda coming at you, it does make you a little bit unnerved as to the possibilities of him, ever getting back in office again. I personally don't. Yeah, right. That's
look at.
I personally, I'm going to stick to the guns of what the spirit realm has said about this, and my dear mentor in faith. Is on the other side of this point, because he clearly said that he was not going to win.
And Clarence Thomas will retire.
Yeah, well, that.
But
I know we'll get that because they're pressuring him to retire. But that's another.
He needs to go. He needs to hit the road.
Is that the same church? Is that the same church you're talking about?
Church.
Yes,
that's the Calabasas, isn't it? That's all up there in rich neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes, that's their church. That's their quote unquote church that no one actually is not. It's just the building that they use as an office.
Wow.
So they took the Joel Osteen approach.
Well, you know what? I can't. Not with you. I can't. Not with you.
I mean, a lot of these mega churches, they know what they're doing to get rich. They ain't paying no taxes, but they be the first one to stand up in a pulpit and tell you how to live your life and who to vote for,
right?
And swear on God that God appointed them to be president,
right?
So,
I have sinned. I have sinned.
Oh my God!
I am human.
What's his name? Not Jerry, but what's his name?
Swagger. Jimmy Swagger.
Jimmy Swagger. Oh my God!
Listen, my sister-in-law loves some Jimmy Swagger. They go and travel all the way to Louisiana to that man's church. That TV don't ever turn from Jimmy Swagger. I'd be like, my mother-in-law be like, they don't never turn the TV from Jimmy Swagger. Whatever Jimmy Swagger say is law. And she's like, I can't stand it. It just grinds my gears, Darnell. I swear it just kills me. And I'd be like, well, girl.
No, that's Peter Popoff.
Oh, Peter Popoff,
yeah. We were discussing last week after the show. We're gonna move on. At this point, Darnell, you made a point by Kenneth Copeland last week when we were talking on our after show. Kenneth Copeland is the allegedly, because I don't want him coming to try to sue my show. Allegedly godfather of the evangelical point of information. This man is probably one of the most richest, or not the most richest pastor in the world. Okay, next to what's his name in Korea, Dr. Cho. Now he's the most richest pastor in the world, because his church alone sits 30,000 people, and he has like 6 services a Sunday. To get like 30, there's more. He has the largest seated evangelical church in the world. What's his name, Dr. Cho. With that. But anyway, so you make your point real quick. Now we're gonna move on about what the thing is about Kenneth Copeland. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's why I was getting ready. What's on like with Ken? I think. Have you ever looked at, just paid attention to Kenneth Copeland and he's talking? That man looked like the devil. If you could see the devil, like stare him in his face, his eyes he has that demonic look about himself. Yeah. And I'm just like, how do y'all watch this man?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing how they watched who was the guy that drank the Kool-Aid, had his supposed to
Jim Jones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people, you have to say the right things to people who don't have sense enough to think or to have critical thinking skills. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how could those Germans have sat in front of Hitler all them years with all those speeches and radical speeches and not be scared? I would have been like, this time to get the hell up out of here. I'm scared. Especially out there, especially if you're on an island with a man telling you to drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, I would have been like, it's time to go, y'all. It's time to hit the road because I can't deal with it. But see, these same people are going to vote for Trump.
Right.
These are your Trumpsters right here. They're not scared.
In that mindset. Yeah.
They're not scared.
The thing about Jim Jones, I know Charles and I lived through this situation with Jim Jones. And of course it's referred to being the Guyana tragedy. Of course, it's when everybody, when he went over and murdered all those people. But
mostly black. Mostly black. They were black people. I'm sorry. There was only a few hints of Caucasian. But he went into that black community and he turned it out.
Well, see what he did is he prided upon the weaknesses of people. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he created this idea that this other side of life would gain you the prosperity of what you need that you're not experiencing here. So you give me all your goods, you sell all your property, homes, and bring the money to me. But he built this false hope up in these people that were already disenfranchised in their community. So he took people that that again had families had abandoned them, and the older seniors that he took care of, he really took advantage of them. At the end of the day, just stole their money and everything because they didn't have any family to look after them. So he came in with this, I care about you and God sent me and da 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 da. If you contribute this, you can come in, and all these other type of things. So, and then you had women that have been abused, and he seemed to be their savior from their abuse. So this is what he did with all these people. He brainwashed them into thinking that he was their savior. And at the point
of mentality.
Oh yeah.
It's a cult mentality.
Right, exactly.
Cult mentality with Jim Jones and everybody else, the Branch Davidian. Right. People get caught up in this, I want to touch God, but I can only touch it through him thought process. And like the lady said the other day, I'll pay Trump. He have a job, but I'll pay Trump's legal fees if he'll let me just contribute anything. I'm like, why?
Stupidity.
Why are you contributing to that?
It's such a sad thing that we have so many people that are in among this humanity things that are that empty. You know what I'm saying? That they don't feel like their lives matter enough not to put their type of trust in something like this, or those type of people. And they take advantage of them. I mean, completely take advantage of them. It's very, very sad. We sit back and watch this. We hope that people are quote unquote awoke to these things, but they're not.
It's truth behind the truth is that matter is so buried, and it's so it doesn't even have to be a cult situation. It could be a celebrity situation.
Well, that too.
You know how many people will put money behind somebody that don't even know them?
Well, let's talk about Beyonce.
Well, that's that, and Beyonce and some other people. Taylor Swift. Let's talk about celebrity culture in this country, which has given Trump the foundation to run for president because he has a celebrity platform that people felt like they knew him from The Apprentice. That man didn't know that he wouldn't have not even wanted to sit next to them on the subway or at the Metro bus. But they feel like they feel like Beyonce. No, they feel like Taylor Swift. They feel like Denzel. Everybody listen, and I'm just gonna go here for just this minute. I went to work. Now I work up there in Calabasas. I work up there in Calabasas. I do store accounts and stuff like that. One of my managers asked me how was it to be up there next to the Kardashians. I looked at him. I'm like, the who?
Wow.
I said, the who? He said, how does it feel to be up there almost next to the Kardashians? And I said, so what have they did for mankind?
We did a lot for mankind.
Yeah, they did a lot for black mankind.
Well, have they done as much? Have they done as much as Trump?
What'd you say, Joe?
Has he done as much as Trump?
Oh my God, Trump vows to protect their own day. Well, you know what?
What is going to happen? It's going to happen because the rhetoric around the United States is that the transgender community is corrupting our society,
corrupting our youth.
And our youth. So that has been the rhetoric.
And drag shows. That in drag shows, they just ruin it. Drag shows and all that is ruining the country.
Everything for your drag
It's
show.
ruining it all, honey.
Drag show should have been left in the club. Now, why would you have a drag storytelling time? That's just me and my conservativeness. Right. You leave that to the club and to the adults. Right. You don't bring that into a situation where children are looking at you like, what the hell is this?
Right.
But that's just my,
No, I agree with you on that. But at the same time,
because I love a drag show. I love a drag show at a club. That would kind of compel me to go into the club every Saturday night because I used to love.
It's a different setting.
Though. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that I do like, but I just never quite understood that perspective.
Well, we got on the one with that little nasty red child.
Sexy Red is a drag.
Don't say sexy, please. Please, just say nasty red. That's nasty.
You know something? I think though. I think the factor of this is the thing. I sit back and I analyze the whole aspect of it. What they do is this. I
mean to cut you off. Hold your point. We'll pick up because we got to go to a break. I know I just started trying to put it. Go ahead. We're bringing up you want to come back from the break. Sorry about that.
All right, here we go.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals,
call Junk Stars.
Can you talk about some of the things that are limited? Are acts of violence okay to limit under the First Amendment?
In certain circumstances, yes.
Okay. What about libel or slander?
Again, in certain circumstances, yes.
Okay. So, flat out falsities that can potentially cause harm, they also could be limited too, huh?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's our girl, I'm telling you.
She's about the only one that's actually doing some work. Actual work.
Don't forget about our mayor in Baltimore, okay? And the governor of Maryland. They working. They definitely working. I got to give him, and Hakeem is working too, and what's the name out of Georgia, Reverend Warnock, So I mean, they are doing their best too. And then the two congressmen from Tennessee, because they were. They were. He was battling and about stuff that was going on there. So we and great part about it is that we've got some young politicians that are really going in and trying to and creating a voice. And as you know, it takes forever to get a bill passed. Okay, I mean, it does. It takes forever, but it's good the legislation is going on. Go ahead, Darnell.
So I was sat back and I've had a chance to speak with a lot of the entertainers. and the people in that realm and club realms and stuff of that sort of nature. So this is not the thing. It's not the drag. You have to look beyond the surface of what you see. So it's not the drag. The problem is this: they're coming for the drag because the drag is one of the entities that they want to get rid of completely.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's the gear towards the gays, but you can't do nothing with the gays because they have all these rights. But I can do something about the drag queens because they don't have the rights.
Right.
Or the transgenders. Right.
Or the transgenders because they don't really have. They're gaining a couple of rights. So now I can just gear it towards that because if I divide and conquer, and if I can break it down one sector by sector, I can have it all. And I think that's what the biggest part of it is. And when it comes down to it, they want everything to go back into this whole hush in the closet aspect of it, because guess what? Then it puts it where therefore all these people who out here who raping their daughters, doing all this type of craziness, this molestation and all this other craziness, they can go and do it behind closed doors and nobody know anything about it. Now everything is too out in the opening. The veil has been lifted. You see what I'm saying? It's too much being seen now. So now it means that therefore it's going to expose the factor of, oh, you talking about drag queen? Oh, you think the kids say, oh, the drag queens are touching me. They think the drag queens are going to try to touch me or inappropriately do this. And then the little kid might say, oh, well, my uncle, he had me on his lap and he touched my private part. And this, that, no, they're scared for that type of behavior to come out.
Right.
The true aspect of it. So they rather turn around and attack what they think is going to be the issue. And it really ain't the issue. The issue is just the normal person in their behavior.
Right. Well,
but you know what? It goes back into history all over again. Germany had the leading sexual revolution in the 20s when it boiled down to gay rights or gay research. And then it took something like the Nazis to come and destroy that because it got a little too progressive. It got too progressive at that time period, which is happening right now within this country. There is a situation where sexual research or sexual education is being eradicated because you have a lot of religious organizations that are not liking the conversation of certain aspects of what we deem as inappropriate to children and not need to be talked about, but hush behind closed doors. But my thing is, honestly, I think really in our culture, and I'm so tired of people saying, well, I wish this person would just come out and just be truthful about their sexuality and be real. But how can one be truthful and real about their sexuality when you are a part of the rhetoric that keeps saying, well, we don't need to talk about it.
Right.
Just leave it behind closed doors. Let's leave it in the bedroom. We don't need to hear about it. We don't need to talk about it. But then when it shows up at your front door, when it shows up at your table, then all of a sudden, why did you lie to me? Because you don't want the truth. The truth behind the truth. You don't want it. You don't want to know what is real about the nature of bisexuality, about heterosexuality, sexuality and gay sex. You don't want to hear about it because it's too real for you, and it's just one of those things that we don't want to hear about. We want to hear about what we have learned and what form of values that were taught to us through the church or through whatever that we deem as normal. But everything.
Look at that man! Don't you like the devil? I'm listening, Dallas.
Normal. He is not normal. But going back to what I'm saying, this is history repeating itself. The conservatives are trying to bring back the narrative of it should be between a man and a woman, a sexual situation, and procreation and all that jazz. They want that to come back. So they're going to attack the transgender community for that, to get back at the LGBT.
Right.
Just to say it like that.
To a couple points of what you're saying. I know Charles got something.
I'm sorry for ranting, y'all.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Here's the thing. What has happened, in today's climate, I won't say culture and climate, sex as it has become, it's being weaponized.
Yes, it is.
So, and then the weaponization is coming typically from the religious community. And it's always to the fact, if your child is exposed to this is going to happen to your child. If your child sees this is going to happen to you. Trust me, your child see more in your house than they do any place else. Okay, number one. All right. Going to, and then the other part about it is that you have got, if you're not educating your children in the bounds of your own home, it's still a problem.
Yes,
Okay, you're taking, and what you're expecting to happen is that the school and everybody else is to give you or set the groundwork for what you should be doing as a parent.
Life as a teacher.
Well, life certainly is a teacher, you know. So what has happened is been in the religious community, it is really weaponized to the fact that they don't believe that you should have any engagement unless you're in the quote unquote confines of marriage and their idea of marriage. That means that you got to walk down the aisle. It means you got to have all of the somatics, the wedding, and everything else. Then you're free to do what you want to do in that aspect of it.
Ain't never stopped the pastor having
well,
it. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
keep it moving.
Exactly.
It ain't never stopped the pastor from walking into a home and breaking up families. But let's keep it moving. I'm just saying.
So, but you said it earlier. The fact is that so as long as that's kept in the dark, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. Now, the one thing I will say about this, like you mentioned about the transgender community, my position, we were going to do a show on this. We're still going to probably get a show done on this when we get the right people to come on and discuss this. But my opinion, I think that it is too forced, and I don't think that you are allowing people to gradually go into your understanding of who you are as a person, because it's like, oh, by the day this, and then tomorrow I'm this way, even though nobody's been a part of somewhat of your transitional period. You know, all they see you is from this to that. And then when you get to it takes people by storm. And then you have a lot of people that don't understand that don't even know
how that
process goes, or whatever the case may be. And then you get very offended by pronouns, or somebody calling you or miscalling you, whatever the case may be. Well, here's the thing, and then I'll let Charles make your point. If okay, so you're going through the process, all right, and you go, you've had them. You're coming to a store and you sound like me, okay, but you want to look like somebody else, and the two just ain't matching up, and people will hear you and react to the sound that's coming out of you to it. And the first thing you do, if you hear somebody with a deep voice, you're gonna say, "What, sir? Ma'am." You're not going to say ma'am. You're not going to say miss. You're not going to say any of that. But you want to hold that person hostage because I didn't identify you, or you're not looking the part yet. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, you got it, and I'm just saying this to them. Love you guys, but you got to, if you're in transition to that particular point, then you've got to make it comfortable for everybody else around you to accept that transitional period. But you cannot go from, standing in front of somebody with a beard, one day and then turn on and not having the same beard under makeup the next day. It don't work.
After shave.
Huh?
After shave.
After shave.
Go
ahead, Charles.
I know I would have one if I was.
Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Well, this is a how do you call it? One of those touchy situations where everybody wants to have freedom. Everybody wants to be themselves. Everybody wants to live their best life.
Right.
Okay. But as we just saw with Representative Crockett, there are limits on your freedom. Freedom is not really freedom as we quote unquote call it. It's not right. There are restrictions and limitations, and then it's within the I guess you call it the confines of a community, which is the United States and other countries, because other countries have their viewpoint. You have to go with when in Rome, do as the Romans. There are guidelines there for follow. And I tell this to people constantly. No matter how much you want to run to another country, no matter how much you hate the United States, there ain't nowhere better than this place when it comes to being able to express yourself and live at least close to what you feel is your best life. Everywhere else, you either be stoned to death, you'll either be jailed, you'll either be what do you call it, flogged. There's so many repercussions for not following. You can't talk about Joe Biden or Donald Trump in another country because they will whoop you. They throw you in jail, and you'd be there for years. You wouldn't get out. Here, at least you can voice your opinion, even if it's wrong. You can voice your opinion. You can say what you want to say. But everybody's a badass on the keyboard. They can always pimp it up and talk bad on the keyboard. But when you ask them to step face up front, step in it, be 10 toes in it, use your chest, talk. Nobody's got, that ain't me. That's not what I do. But you're talking now. Put that thing to work. I tell to people constantly, if your vote didn't mean anything, why are they trying to take it?
True.
So many people say, well, I don't vote because one little vote don't mean nothing. Bruh, this number. Water even goes through concrete at a drip rate. It may take a while, but it still penetrates. True. You can't tell me one vote doesn't make a difference. You lay out and don't participate, you might as well consider yourself null and void. You're not even a participant in the country because you're not following the structure that keeps it the way it is. So when you say I don't vote, I don't do all this, you basically gave up.
Well, you could speak to that about what the information you put out about Brian Kemp, that's going on in Georgia, So tell me about what Brian Kemp just did in Georgia,
Brian Kemp's he's holding new registrations out of the next vote because he feels that he can scrutinize voters before they can be allowed to vote. That's crazy. You can't do that, but he's doing it, and they're also getting together, making a special committee to get rid of Fani because Fani got trumped by the gonads, and they know she do. They trying everything in the world. They thought her romance should have never been a part of this thing. People have workplace romances, and what do either of them benefit from? Even if they are sleeping together, they already have the job. They're doing the job, and it has no connection whatsoever to the charges that Trump has been indicted on. Those indictments came from a grand jury. She didn't make those up. They were handed down. Now that she's been placed in charge of executing this purpose of showing the fraud, now the powers that be within the system, they call it a swamp, but they're more swamp than anybody. They're going to shut it down so she can't put Trump in jail for doing what is already known as illegal, that the grand jury has already indicted him for. And Kemp is another one of them. He smiles in your face when he's cutting you in the back, said he's slicing you while you smiling, and you think he's on your side. I mean, hell, I like Deal better. At least Deal was straight up and put it on the table, and he did things that benefited everybody. Yeah. This damn Kemp, he's a puppeteer. He's like the damn Geppetto. He's bossing people around and smiling, and everybody, he's doing the best for us. He's not. He's a snake. He's the Trump believer. All them people know Trump's doing wrong, and they still say, but I will support him.
Right. Wait a minute. My thing is, how dumb are we down south? I mean, don't we understand that this man is playing pure Southern politics? I mean, I don't understand where, and while you were saying what you were saying, Charles, I was thinking about, as they in the Black community, we're talking about reverse migration. We're trying to get Black folks to move back down south. You know how many of us are still down south and we're not doing anything to reverse the political spectrum of what it is? I keep telling my mom, in the state of Alabama, we should never be red. We should be purple. We should be at least purple or blue, one or the other, because there's so many of us down there that are not, and especially in the state of Mississippi and other southern states, they're not doing our due diligence. And why? Because out of it's fear. It's still fear. It's been fear since Reconstruction, since the time of the Rutherford Compromise. Yeah. We're still scared to get out there and make change because we are still in fear of that, of the good old boy system coming in to the
backlash. The backlash.
And that is our
they're going to come get us.
Yep. Because there's too many Black folks down there for Kemp to be doing all of this. But still,
same with Chicago. How does Chicago get a Republican governor when it's the damn they're one of the largest Black voting blocks in the country, and but yet they fighting each other. They fighting each other. They could join forces and set everything up, but they fighting each other. Right. I don't like him. I'm not going. This may sound weird. Now I ain't gonna say who told me. Well, a young man told me that he won't vote for Joe Biden because he heard that he's a pedophile, and he said there's pictures out. I said, well, can you produce?
But he heard. Did he even do research?
But his friends have jobs that touch that, and their friends are pretty reliable. And I'm like, bro, that's sitting in the barbershop, but they got paperwork. You know how many fake documents and dollars they print on a printer every day? That is not that paperwork that can be made up at the drop of a dime. He says, well, until Joe Biden comes in and makes an announcement that he's not a pedophile, I won't believe him.
Oh my God.
Even if he said you're not gonna believe him. So what's the big problem?
He sounds just like church folks.
So you rather be okay with the fact of a man who grabbed women by the peas and called them pigs and all that type carried on. But people are listening.
It was. At least I know who Donald Trump is. I'm like, even though you know it's bad, you willing to
people are smoking crack cocaine. I think folks they are smoking crack cocaine.
He knows who Donald Trump is. He said the right word. He knows who he is. But wait until he gets himself back into that office. Let's see if he's gonna really know what it's all about. Because let me tell you something. Go ahead, Darnell. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But no, that's what I'm saying. But that's the same thing that people turn around and when they go and the devil goes and he dangles the fact of all these promises that he's gonna give them, and then this, that, and other, and then they fall into the trap of all those promises, and then they figure out that guess what? He can't deliver on all what he said. He just wanted you on his side. Now you're over here, you stuck.
Trump just think about it. When Trump was running for office, when Trump was running for office, then people say, give him a chance. And well, I know I was saying, you never give a snake your hand because he will bite it. Don't sit there thinking, well, he's a nice snake. He said he ain't gonna bite me. Trust a snake to be a snake. Your people trust them to be who they are. And Trump has been a racist, bigoted, nationalist supporting, what do you call it, pedophile, sexual assailant. He's been all that. And you don't trust him to be it anymore?
The greatest thing Trump has is the Supreme Court. And I hate to say this, but that is the truth.com. If Clarence Thomas was just to get off the bench, it would be best. But as long as Clarence Thomas is still living,
add 2 more people to the Supreme Court. Add 2 more. Balance the courts. Add 2 more. Yeah, add 2 more people there. That'll balance the courts.
Like right.
To make the situation fair. Right. But Trump but these extremists need Trump because he wants to give the power back to the states. The states and I'm not, if you believe in states' rights, that's great for you. Down south they love it because that means that gives the people back the power to do whatever the hell they want to do. And for black folks to say, I want Trump back in office, and you live in states like Mississippi and Alabama, I'm going to pray for you. Because do you know how long it took for us to get that voting rights to protect us? It took, and I'm going to go back in because I'm a history buff. It took 4 girls to die in a church for the adults to say we need to protect our children. If we don't have the right to vote, we don't have the right over our lives. The rights over our lives to live. So I'm sorry. I mean, to be honest with you, you let this man get back in office, he's going to give people like Kemp and Marjorie Taylor Greene the right to say, let's lynch him. Because to be honest with you, hey, it is what it is. That's the populists. That's states' rights. Populists have the rights to do whatever the hell they want to do, and they're gonna get their rights back if Trump gets in there.
Well, you said a lot, a mouthful with that, which is great, which was brilliant. I think the problem lies as we kind of bring today a show to a close. The sense of value of all the way straight across the board. That's why I'm so grateful for you. Is that because your grandmother taught you what it was about being in that area of the South and what they had to experience. I think that what we have gone to is not. We don't have trusted voices in the communities anymore. We don't have trusted voices in homes that will provide you the solid information. And you sure can't go to what we call the houses of worship, to get the trusted voice because it doesn't come from there any longer as people of color. And I just don't want to put it on people of color, but at the end of the day, it is how the makeup of things. So there's a huge problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a very huge problem. We can't even get today's parents to stop to listen to the appropriate music. Maybe in their own time we're doing it, but the appropriate music around their children. You know what I'm saying? So if we can't get them to make a simple movement such as that, can you imagine not even telling them not even knowing the voting process? Not even knowing their civics and what's going on in that process, to prevent somebody like Donald Trump getting in office. They don't believe that democracy is because they don't even know what a democracy is.
Well, you would love this. Now the saying around town and around these times in town is that hip hop is dead. You prayed for that, didn't you? You pray for that? Yeah, have y'all been hearing that? I didn't
hear that one.
Yeah, hearing that hip hop is now dead.
Well, it need to die. It need to be reformed. It just need to be reformed. What is it? Go ahead, Charles. You I know you said something. You had the mic. Oh, you're okay. It needs to be reformed. I'm sorry, because the direction that it has gone, and then the part I have a huge problem. Okay, this is one of the stuff that's fine, but I don't like the fact it has become what is considered Black culture, and it's not Black culture.
It is our culture, but we went
that ain't our culture.
We went about it. Some of us went about it the wrong way.
You know, that ain't my culture. You never have been. You know, and it's a form of music. I can accept it as a form of music, but not being that it's a representation of who I am. You know, that's not a representation of me.
I hear that.
You know, but anyway, so we got to wrap it up. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Truth Behind the Truth tonight. It has been another lively conversation. We do hope that you can extract something from this and make it a part of your life and make solid decisions. Okay, we come at you strong because you know you need to make some strong decisions. Okay,
yes, please vote.
Yes.
And number one, at this point, you really need to do is to be concerned about the voting process because it's getting closer and closer with each week that we speak to you. Okay, it is just right at hand. Okay, anyway, whoever you decide to vote for, as long as you vote for Joe Biden, you're all right. All right, have a powerful night, guys.
Vote blue.
The vote blue. That's absolutely. Have a great night, guys. We love you here. We'll see you next week on the truth behind the truth. Take care. Bye-bye.